Let's start with GKN. Does a hostile bid bring it to the table to at least begin negotiating or not?
The hostile bid is basically taking it to shareholders. And Melrose is telling GKN's shareholders pretty much that, they're not that concerned, it seems, about the management. To be fair, GKN only got a permanent CEO last week, right? So they've made this offer. And usually in the UK, under a takeover code period, you have about a month between you approaching a company and actually making a formal offer. You have that period, but Melrose is not messing about. They're like, this is our offer. And GKN is saying, well, it's not a lot better than your last offer, which we rejected. But they seem to be making the play to investors. And keep in mind, Melrose is a company that has a history of doing this, right? They buy businesses and they turn them around.
On the subject of history, many a year ago, a decade or so ago, Informa and UBM, of course, yes, were in talks. It didn't work out.
Yes.
Why would it work out this time?
Deja vu. Well, they've cut some, they've streamlined some businesses, and they're coming together to be kind of this rival to the market leader else, right? And it seems like it's not a hostile offer. It seems like it's an agreed transaction, or at least an agreed negotiation. I mean, the reason the talks leaked yesterday, or they put out a statement, was because the shares were rising. And under the UK takeover code, you have to do that. So that deal is half-baked, but it's a friendly deal. Whereas GK and Melrose seems to be like, it's not as big as Kraft Unilever last year this time. But it is hostile, and so we'll see how that plays out in the UK market.
And Nestle selling its US confectionery business to Ferrero. What's it going to do with the cash?
There's so many things. I mean, the one big thing is both Merck and Pfizer are selling their consumer OTC businesses. So there's talk about whether Nestle wants to buy them, because Nestle said that they're moving away kind of from sugary stuff, and they want to get more into health. The CEO is a man who's been in the German healthcare industry, so it's a business he understands very well. Or they could do more of buying kind of the brands that they bought last year, right? Kind of organic or health supplements, that kind of stuff. And they don't need the money, but if they want to, they have it to do more big deals.
Yeah, and if you're Hershey today, what are you thinking?
You're not too happy. So little birdie tells us that Hershey and Ferrero were the last ones standing in that whole bidding process. And, Hershey is the second largest in the US market, right? Euromonitor says that now with this deal, Ferrero becomes the third. So they're probably wondering, how does this play out for us? And you can see that they missed out on this US confectionery business as well, right? So they're going to be looking and seeing what else they can do, maybe.